Good afternoon. Welcome to Women of Wisdom Let's Talk podcast today. And what we are about is we like to uplift women that's making it happen and walking in their purpose. And then we're inspiring other women at the same time that you too can do it. You too. So that dream that God placed in your heart, go forth. You can do it too. Today our special guest is Alana Harper. And this is part 2. We had so much fun on the part 1 that I had to have her back again because she is doing some awesome things. Do you hear me? So I would like to introduce you to Alana Harper right here. Hello, Alana. Welcome to Women of Wisdom Let's Talk podcast.
Well, thank you for having me back. I am happy to be here.
And I am happy that we have you.
I am so excited to be back here.
Because our first part 1, it was just awesome.
It went really well.
And time just went so fast.
It went so fast. It was too fast.
Yes. So Alana is doing some great things. So Alana Harper. Look, I want to say the whole name and everything. Tell the people about you.
So my name is Alana Harper. Some know me as Nails by Lonnie or just Lonnie. I have been a nail technician for 10 years. I have worked with a lot of clients over the past 10 years. I have done some different things. I've been featured in New York Fashion Week. I've been featured in Beyonce's Black Excellence website. I've been on several other podcasts as well. I also have a press-on nail line called Pressed by Lonnie, and I am the co-founder of Woofy White Gel Nail Polish as well.
Yeah, so you're doing a lot of awesome, great things.
Yes.
So you have to tell us the story behind that. How did that start? What made you do that? And we're just gonna hit it here and there, everyone, because we talked about this already. But for those who are just coming in, I just want you to get okay,
so I started out, I went to nail school just on a random of being able to find my own side. I was just trying to find a way to make money while I was in college. And so nails fell into my lap. Thankfully, I had the right people around me to help just push me because I had never did nails before I went to nail school. Nail school was really my first time getting my hands on acrylic. So, and even still, you really didn't get your hands on acrylic. But thankfully, I had the right people around me, and I'm not one to really give up. So I was able to just kind of push myself until I figured it out. It took about maybe about 8 months for me to say I had just about 15% confidence in myself when it came to doing nails. So it took time, but I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter, and my mother always taught me, finish what you start. So from that alone, I was like, all right, you gotta keep going. You gotta figure it out. You done paid money for nail school. Let's figure it out. So I figured it out, and as I figured it out, I like to grow with things. So that's how press-ons came about. That's how the gel polish came about. So I just like to try my hand at different things, and even if it's not for me, I'm okay with saying like I tried it and it wasn't for me, or I've had enough of this and I'm ready to stop doing this. So yeah, I'm okay with trying new things. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so you mentioned that they didn't teach you acrylic in nail school. They don't teach you acrylic?
No, they do not teach you acrylic. They teach you how to use odorless acrylic. Odorless acrylic is completely different. It doesn't even have a smell. So if I was doing odorless acrylic nails right here, right now, you would not even know. Because it's odorless, and so they're really, really thin. It's almost thin like a press-on, so it'll pop off really easy. Oh, wow. But that's the only acrylic that you're allowed to use at state board. If you use acrylic with odor, which is normally what most people wear, they kick you out of the testing room. So they only teach you how to work with odorless acrylic because the nail school only pretty much covers everything to help you pass your test. But outside of that, they don't teach you anything else. So what it does is it kind of discourages most people who do go to nail school because they're like, wait, so like, now what? So that's honestly why I started teaching. I went back and got my instructor license to teach girls how to do acrylic nails because if you don't have somebody around you to help you, you'll feel lost to the point where you'll end up quitting. Yeah, so a lot of girls ended up quitting nail school, or even some girls that would come to me for class like, well, I got 3 years because I felt so lost and I didn't know what to do. So I like being that person that people could come to for help, that they know, like, regardless of it won't be no judgment. I've even had some salon owners come to me that was like, I really don't know how to do acrylic that well. Wow. And I took pride in the fact that they had enough confidence in me to come to me and not feel like that they couldn't come to me because they were a salon owner. They felt like they were in a different position than me. So I take pride in being able to be somebody that people can come to for help. Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
That's always good.
It is, because it's so much for everybody. Yeah. I've never been the type to feel like I can't share my knowledge, because it's not just for me. And I've always felt that way. So I enjoy being able to share some knowledge. Like, it's been times where I've just been in a nail store and somebody coming to me and was like, oh my gosh, I got a question. And I'm so okay with answering that question. I don't feel like y'all even need to pay me for it. I'm fine. Right. Like, I can tell you how to lay this acrylic real quick, because I still have my clients. I'm beyond blessed when it comes to the amount of clients I have. So I never mind sharing no knowledge that I have.
Oh, you are so blessed. So you said you had to go and learn about the new acrylic. So you had to go back to school and take up a class of learning the new how to.
So they don't even teach a class for it. No, they don't. But thankfully, the nail salon that I went to was actually a nail salon versus it being a hair salon. So I just would watch everybody else that was laying acrylic. So I would watch them. I would watch YouTube videos. I made sure that every single day I was doing something to fill myself with some type of knowledge of nails. Okay. Every single day. Like, this is before Instagram was as big as it is now, and this is before TikTok. So I really only had YouTube. So I was on YouTube, and I was watching people's videos all the way in UK. Like, because I'm like, I mean, nails is universal. I'm learning from the top nail artist in UK. She won like all these different awards for being like the #1 nail technician in the world. So she had a huge YouTube channel. So I was watching her videos on different things, on how to do encased acrylic, how to do different shaped nails. So I was okay with just sitting there, and I'm a visual learner. That's how I learned my learning style, is I was watching people do nails, and as I'm doing nails, I would see the vision of what they did, or I would hear something that they said. So it helped me learn myself and how I learn things like that. So yeah, YouTube, me and YouTube was one.
Oh my goodness, it sounds like you're a very quick learner.
I try to be, yeah. Okay. And if I don't understand it, I'm okay with going somewhere else to find the same type of knowledge till it makes sense to me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, wow. That is really good. So after you got this knowledge, and then that's what made you become an instructor after you got the knowledge. So how did you set that up as far as, okay, you done got your instructor's license? Yeah. So how did you set up like your classes? What made you like, okay, I'm going to set up this?
So it's funny because I'll have an idea in my head and I'll just sit on it, and then God will be like, all right, you should advertise that you should do something, and I won't. And he'll send the people to me. So I actually had this girl. It's funny. I had 2 people reach out to me in the same day about doing the class. And I'm one of them people where it's like, all right, well, let's do it. So I had them both book my class for a Sunday, and I had them both bring a model. And I'm like, well, we just going to do a full set. Like, let's go. So I let them use my products, and they would be able to come in there. It would be like a 3-hour session. I would show them how to do it on the actual person. And then literally I posted it that one day that I did those 2 girls, and I think every Sunday, like for 2 years straight, I had nail classes. Even if it was like just a refresher course, if they were a nail tech already, but they just was like, they don't have enough confidence. And that's honestly what I found that most people needed, is they needed the confidence to know, like, you are doing this right, like you do have the right skills. And people just don't know. Like, I'm like, you have to encourage yourself. You have to encourage yourself through everything that you do. So most people would find that I would see, like, you just not confident in yourself. Like, and so from there it would be, all right, this is your homework. I would send all of my students out with homework. I would let them come back and shadow me through one of my days of work, just to watch how I interact with my clients, because some people would just be too timid to even kind of
even reach out to attempt to do
so
it.
I'm like, let me just show you how this goes, because some people may not know if you're doing nails at home per se, so you don't have like the environment to see how this really does go. So I would allow them to come in and shadow me. I would tell them that they had to do 2 more people by the time they came back in, as well as this is your affirmations. I need you to say this to yourself every day, because if you're not going to believe in yourself, what makes you think that your client going to believe in you? That rubs off on people. And it's funny because I had an experience like that when I first started, where I didn't have the confidence when I was doing somebody's nails. And the girl had came back into the salon, but she didn't want to come to me to get her nails fixed, and so she told the other nail tech like she don't know what she doing, and she kept saying she was scared. And that's when I learned from there. I was like, all right, you need to put your game face on, and you need to have confidence in yourself. So from that day forward, I never said that again, and I always tell myself I do not disappoint. I do not disappoint, and I'm learning, and I'm growing, and I'm gonna be great. That was some of the affirmations that I told myself, and I still say that to myself this day. But it gave me a core of confidence where it will allow me to be able to, like, all right, show me the design you want. If I can't do it, I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, I can't do all of that, but I can do something like it, or I don't have that exact design style, but I can do something like it. And I personally like to say I can read people well when it comes to what their style is for nails. I think that's part of my gift, is being able to, for you to sit in my chair and I could be like, okay, I could tell what you like. I think I know what you like, you know? So that's where the fun came in for it.
Okay.
For me.
Wow. So, these classes that you held, did you hold it in your private establishment, or did you do 101s or two at one time, or 3? How were your classes,
Most of them were 1-on-1s in my studio. And I would tell them, as soon as we start, I'm like, it's just me and you. And it's just me and you. So no question is too dumb for you to ask. Don't feel like if you need me to slow down, tell me to slow down. If you need to write this down, if you need to record it, like, I'm fine. However your learning style is, I will adapt to it. So that was part of it. And then I even had some girls, they were friends, so they would come take it together, which would make it fun. Yeah. Because I'm like, all right, well, let's bring some coffee in here. Let's get some donuts. It's a big class. Yeah. But, and it's funny because actually this building that we in right now is where I had set up to do a large class, but then the pandemic hit.
Really?
Yeah, I was setting up. I had just had the
building right here.
Yep, this building. It was an upstairs room in this building.
Wow.
Yes, that's funny. Yeah.
It is. What a coincidence, right? Wow. When I listen to you, you are so inspiring, because most women and most young ladies, we become our biggest enemies. Yes. Be like, I can't do that. Yeah. And when you try and ain't nothing going right, you be like, okay, I give up. Yeah. I can't do. We beat our own selves up. Like somebody told me, we are perfectly imperfect, and we have to take that and grab onto it. But also encourage ourselves, like you just said. Affirmations. So you saying those affirmations constantly build you up each day.
Yep. And another thing is, I've always been okay with there being bumps in the road. Okay. I had to be okay with, not everybody is going to like the nails that you do. Right. Not everybody is going to like your style of art, but that's okay, because not every client is for you. Ooh, however, but be okay to take criticism. That was another thing where some people will be like, but what if they don't like it? And I'm like, it's the difference between them not liking it and you just kind of being so defensive where you can't even understand why they don't like it. Right. You know what I mean? Versus being able to take some criticism. It's a difference between constructive criticism and just blatant disrespect and just rude and mean. But in a sense, regardless of how they say it, it's something that you can take from it to learn and grow. And I had to learn to be okay with that. Like one girl called me actually and told me, she's like, I hate the way you polish. And I was like,
how do you take that?
Right. And it's so funny because I hadn't done this girl's nails probably in like a year. And I'm like, wow, like, okay. And I just had to be okay with that. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to make that my next goal. Because I would always set small goals for myself. And my next goal was, all right, I need to learn how to polish without using a cleanup brush. I had this tool where I would be able to clean the polish up off the nails. But I guess she didn't like that the polish touched your skin at all.
Okay.
All right, so I made that my small goal for myself. It's not to have to use my cleanup brush at all. And it took maybe about 6 months for me to even be okay to try this goal, because I was, in my heart, I was just like, she don't even come to me. Why she call me and say that? That was rude. And it was the day before my birthday.
Oh, I know it had to bother you.
It did bother me a little bit, stung. But I took that and I was like, all right, I'm going to do what I got to do.
From this right here. I
don't even want you back as a client, but I'm going to do what I got to do to be okay with this. So that made that my goal. So I always just set myself small personal goals, because that keeps me in tune with what I'm doing as well. Okay. Because I don't want to be disconnected from what I'm doing at all, you know? So I find myself small things to do. I realize I need something to do at all times. So I find myself small goals to pursue. Okay. Within my craft, so that I can grow as well with my craft.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. So the next thing I want to talk about is your brand, your luxury brand nail. What made you want to become a creator of luxury brand nails, and how did that fall into order? Because when I say, oh, she made some press-on nails, how did that start? I mean, what made you, how did that even enter into your mind?
So I was actually in Forever 21, and I seen some. I seen some cute. They was just some like cute almond shaped nails, almost like these, and they were different from the average press on nail, from the Kiss brand press ons, because they weren't just French tip. And I know that's what most people are used to seeing, just the soft French tip square nails. They were a different shape. They were like a beige color, and they were matted, so they had a dry finish. And I was like, I could make these. So I bought those nails. I still have them to this day, and I was like, I'm going to do some press-ons. I'm going to make some press-ons. And my friend had a pop-up shop coming, and I told her I was getting ready to make press-ons. So she was like, you have to have a table. She's like, the table free. Just be there. And I was like, well, how would I just turn down a free table? All right, I got to do it.
Like, this is a blessing.
Right, it's a blessing.
Right.
So that week, I launched my press-ons, the week of her pop-up shop, and from that moment, it really took off. I started to think of all the different reasons of why people would wear press-ons. They have photo shoots, they're nurses, it's last minute, they just need something to put on their nails for an event they're going to, or they getting ready to go out of town. They missed their nail appointment with somebody, they missed their nail appointment with me, anything of that sort. So it really worked out. So I always have press-ons available for just people to come in and grab. I have all different sizes, all different lengths, all different colors. And then people do custom orders as well, where they're able to just, order. It takes about 2 weeks for their set to get made, but they'll have their own custom order. And they're multi-wear, so you're able to wear them between 2 to 4 times, depending on your care of them. But that's how it came about. And honestly, it's funny because I never seen it being this.
Why no? It's like, it just happened.
Yeah, it's like when you take that one step, then the next step light up. Then the next step light up. But you got to take that first step.
Yeah.
I noticed when you take that first step, the first step is the hardest step to take, honestly and truly. But once you take that first step, you start picking up momentum. Now you're ready to run.
Right. Like, so, okay, I'm doing this. Yeah. Then you become more and more excited.
Right. Then it's like your mind is able to expand to do different things. I feel like that with anything that you pursue. Once you get past that initiation, that first step, your mind start going crazy, because that's how it was with me from the beginning of nails. It was like my mind just started changing and twisting and turning. I'm like, oh, I can do this, or I can do that. Oh, let's do that. Let's try that. Yeah. Even with designs with nails.
I was just going to ask you that question. Like, how did you do your designs? How did you make that happen?
Literally, I would be in the middle of one design and be like, I could do a glitter base behind this, or I can make this go in the dark. You know what I mean?
Right.
You start to just make things different, because you don't want to continue to put out the same work. You want to put out the same quality of work, but you don't want to continue to put out the same thing. So I'm like, let's figure out different ways to expand for my own sake of not being bored too. But I learned how to do. It's just like, in a sense, you have to remind yourself that it's limitless to whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You probably see some crazy things out here. It's like, who would buy that? But it's somebody that's going to buy that. It's somebody that's going to love that. So you have to remember, like, you're not for everybody, but it's somebody for you.
Yeah.
And that's the same with my nail designs. It's like, even my press-ons may not be for everybody, but somebody is going to like these nails. And I had to remind myself, because I would stop myself from kind of going so far creative-wise on my press-ons, because I'd be like, girl, you going too far with this. Say, who gonna want these? But somebody's going to love these. So I had to learn, like, I don't need everybody to like them. I just need one person.
That's the word of the day. Yes. Only one person. You only need one. That's it. Wow. And they are beautiful nails, everyone. I got me a set. I was going to a wedding, and I had time to get my nails done. And I called Lana, and I was like, Lana, I need some nails. And you got some.
I had some for you.
And she had some. They're beautiful. And they hold on. They're beautiful. You would never know that they're not.
That they're press on. Yeah, you would think it's acrylic. Yes. Yeah. I take pride in that. Thank you.
Yes, you should. You do absolutely beautiful work.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we move on to the gel polish. Okay. Now, how did that...
Gel polish, honestly, is funny once again, because it's a seed planted in my mind, but I don't act on it, but God send the people right to me. So my best friend, she's a makeup artist. Her husband is a world-renowned DJ. And he is one of those guys where he is just creatively innovative. So he like, I want a white polish. So he came to me. I was like, I just want white polish because white toes is the best thing out here. It's no other color better than white for your toes. So he only wanted to drop a white polish. And so he like, all right, what would we call it? What we do this? What we do that? And I was like, we should call it like Wolfie White because his name is DJ Ryan Wolf. So I'm like, all right, let's call it Wolfie White. I think that's a good name. He like, I like that. So then he reached out to somebody. He get the logo made. And it's like from there, I had already been researching polish companies because I wanted to do my own polish line. But I was dragging my feet with it. So from there, I got the ball rolling. I had the logo. We placed our first order. We sold out of that polish within 48 hours.
Wow.
75 bottles we sold out completely. So from there, he was like, oh, we got gold.
Wow.
And it's funny because he thinking like gel polish and regular polish are two different things. He has no knowledge on how gel polish even works. So in his mind, he like, we should be able to sell these for like $3 or $4. I'm like, gel polish sell for like $15. So he like, what? That's a good profit. And it is. So we've been rolling with Wolfie White now since 2018.
Oh my goodness! So this
it's been
is
going
not
very well.
Very new company.
It's not. Yeah, it's been established. We grew a lot during the pandemic. We had a lot of support because we were one of the very few Black-owned gel polish companies. So we got a lot of exposure because of that, thankfully. And so what we do is the only color we always keep in stock is white. Okay. All of our other colors come in limited edition collections. Okay. And once that collection sells out, it's like it goes back in the vault. And we choose when we want to release different colors again. So we've done like the breast cancer collection. We did a unicorn collection, which was like pastel colors. We did a melanin collection, which was like different shades of brown and nude. We've done a different collabs. We've done collab with R&B artist Eric Bellinger. We did a red, white, and blue collection because he was releasing an album called Red, White, and Blue. And then we did, we've done a lot of collections. The last collection we just released was called Disco 54. And it was all glitter M3 colors. So when it flash, it reflects white. But when you look at the color, just without regular light, it's just whatever color glitter you have. So I like doing that because I'm a color person. So like when I see a color on the wall, and I'm like, I want that on some nails. So we need to get it made. Wow. So I enjoy doing that. That's like the chemist side behind it, but I enjoy it. Goodness. I enjoy it.
That's very creative. So your marketing, where do you usually market your products?
Social media. Okay. Social media is my number one way to promote everything that I do. Products. Thankfully, Ryan, my partner for the polish, he's very good with social media marketing. Okay. That's one of his gifts as well. So I kind of leave that to him. I just tell him a couple different things to do. And he like, all right, yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. And so thankfully, he even give me tips on how to market my press-ons and different things to do with my press-ons. So social media is my number one way of marketing, as well as word of mouth too. Okay. Word of mouth is still a big way to market. So, but social media has taken me very, very far career-wise.
Wow. So do you do a lot of out-of-state orders or any out-of-country orders?
Yes, I do both, actually. It's funny because the power of social media is you can hashtag press-ons and all of these people come up, you know what I mean? But then it's like from there you pick what style you want from who you want it from. So I've shipped to Africa, I've shipped to Saudi Arabia, I've shipped to Siberia, I've shipped in a lot of places. I think Cancun was one of my orders, and then for sure, definitely, I think I've touched all 50 states.
Really?
Gratefully, yes, God is good.
Oh, I applaud you. Yes, He is.
Thank you.
I'm just sitting up here, just a mindset to continue to birth business after business. So streams of income.
Yes, absolutely.
Streams of income coming in every avenue. You don't have to answer to anybody except to yourself. So tell me about that, being the boss. Because you're your boss.
Woo, being the boss is hard work. It is hard work. Gratefully, it's funny because this is my 2022 was my 10-year anniversary of being a nail tech. And since I've been a nail tech, I've been self-employed. Okay. And I was like, wow, I've literally relied on myself for money for the past 10 years. That's been my main source of income is myself. So it's absolutely a blessing. I feel like before the pandemic, I kind of allowed my schedule to control me a little too much, so I couldn't expand in certain ways because too much of my time was tied up in physically being present to do nails.
Okay.
But I will say during the pandemic is when I learned how to maneuver as an entrepreneur, working smarter, not harder.
Okay.
Per se. So for sure now I take more control of my schedule. I have my set hours at work, but then I also have the other things I'm pursuing. So I give myself time to build and grow other things, to plant other seeds. Because I will say, I got so wrapped up in just doing nails where I would be getting 1,001 ideas, but I can't pursue anything because I'm working from sun up past sundown. So I truly learned how to be an entrepreneur and scale.
Okay.
When the pandemic happened.
Okay.
Gratefully, I even had that time to sit back and think. Like, the pandemic was like the pause for me. The pause to reset, to push forward, to prevail in a positive and more healthy way. Because I wasn't taking care of myself the best way because I would be at work from 6:30 in the morning to midnight. 6 days a week, and then on Sunday when I'm teaching my classes, when I get off,
you gotta be
I didn't sleep the rest of my Sunday away. So it's like I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not able to do anything extra. I'm not able to even really promote my business in any other ways other than social media because too much of my time is tied up. So being an entrepreneur is hard work. It's very rewarding, though.
Okay.
It's rewarding to see what you can do on your own. It's rewarding just to see the different doors that open, you know, when you pursuing the things that you are actually gifted to do. And it's pursuing to even, it's fulfilling to know that you have a gift.
Right.
In something so small. You know, in my mind, I remember the first lady that told me, she's like, you have a gift. And I was like, to polish nails? I didn't understand what she was saying at the time. I did not understand. But now I'm like, thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like now I understand what she meant. But then I was like, because I put these little cheetah print designs on your nail. This ain't no gift. But in a sense, it is because I didn't know how to do nails at all.
See?
But once again, when they say, when you take that first step, God take care of the rest, I am for sure confident that is how that goes.
Yeah.
Because I took that first step and lo and behold, all of a sudden, I understood how to lay acrylic. I understood how to polish nails. So everything started falling into place as long as I was obeying what God told me to do.
And moving and acting on everything. So you had
I had to move.
Yeah.
Once you start moving, things will fall into place. That's why I tell everybody, I'm like, if you stand where you at right now with all the visions and the dreams that you have, you won't pursue nothing because you're going to talk yourself out of it. That's why I'm one of those people. I'm a jumper. I like to call myself. If I think about it today, tomorrow I'm going to do something towards it. Because if I don't, I'm going to sit back and think of 10 more reasons why.
Okay.
Why I shouldn't do this. You know?
Wow, that's awesome.
I don't allow myself to think like that. I don't allow myself to even have the time to not pursue it. I'm like, all right, if you're not going to work on it at this very moment, at least write out a plan for it. Come back to the plan. Like, it's funny because I got a couple plans that I wrote out 2 years ago that I plan to pursue maybe in 3 more years. But it's a plan for it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It may not be for right now, but I know for sure it's going to play its part at some point.
And you know, as I sit here, I'm looking at you. You living out loud in your giftings. You're making your giftings lucrative businesses.
Yes.
Streams is coming in from everywhere. And you know God is in the midst of it. God gave you that gift. You doing what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
See, that's awesome. That is
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you.
So if anybody want to get in touch with you in regards to nails or anything else, how can they get in touch with you?
So you can get in touch with me through Instagram. My Instagram name is Nails by Lonnie. Nails by Lonnie is spelled Lanni. And my website is also nailsbylonnie.com as well. And from there, all of my other contact information is on there. My price list, my classes, the different things I'm doing, as well as the link to my Wolfie White website is on there as well.
All right. Okay. Well, we thank you for watching Women of Wisdom. Let's talk. And if you enjoyed this podcast, you know what we want you to do. We want you to make a donation to Women of Wisdom, a nonprofit agency, okay, organization. You can find out all the information you need to know on womenofwisdom.org. Thank you for watching. And Lana, thank you for being on Women of Wisdom.
For having me. This was awesome.
Oh, thank you are awesome. You are most welcome. God bless you. Enjoy your day.
See y'all.
Yes, see ya.